Screen theory is a Marxist film theory centrally concerned with the analyzing the effects of cinema in which the film or the text, by text we mean the camera placement, editing and other formal characteristic. These fixes the spectator into a particular kind of subject position which guarantees the transmission of a certain kind of ideology of naturalism and realism. As screen theory is a subcategory under the Marxist film theory, it is very crucial to understand the Marxist film theory first. We shall briefly introduce this topic and get to know some of its features. So, Marxist film theory was initiated in the Russian film industry. It is known to be one of the oldest forms of film theory. Sergei Eisenstein and many other Soviet filmmakers in 1920s expressed ideas of Marxism through the films. Now this film theory doesn't really have any connections to the idea of communism, but is named after it because of its innovators who were Marxists. This theory attempts to create a concrete, realistic and unbiased structure to promote ideas, mainly political, in a convincing, truthful way. It tied to language or textual communication rather than artistic communication. Each shot has a concrete meaning like a word. Editing was considered important. They used deep focus cinematography to avoid focusing on a particular character or object. Their plot lines are not character driven. There was rarely a protagonist or an antagonist. It rather uses a group of people to move the narrative forward instead of an individual. It uses jump cuts and other harsh editing techniques to clash images together in order to avoid lulling the audience into a suspense of disbelief. This theory explains the relationship between the film and its audience while also describing a relationship between the filmmakers and the film. It is known to be the opposite of the cave theory. Now that we know the Marxist film theory and its features, let us move on to the screen theory. Now, according to the screen theory, it is the spectacle that creates the spectator and not the other way around. The term screen theory was popularized by the British journal called The Screen, which during the 1970s heavily influenced the field of film studies. The goal of screen theory is to understand how culture and media can seem to compel us to adopt certain beliefs and identities. In screen theory, it is the text that constitutes of a certain film components like editing, camera placements and other formal characteristics that are the central focus of the analysis, on the assumption that the film positions the spectator. For this, the effects that the film has on the spectator should be able to be measured automatically for close analysis as the audience takes up the position given to them by the film. It emphasizes on the predetermined subject position given to the spectator by the film, forming a part of the media analysis while analyzing the film. It focuses on how the form, and not just the content, can affect the film. It uses the concept of dominant specularity, wherein the viewer knows that he or she is a part of the film due to the cinematography with the use of editing techniques like point of view, object glance, and shot reverse shot. The part of screen theory that appeals the most to media scholars is the importance given to language and text, that is, the importance given to media and film as having a real effects in society. Films, as we know, are products of societal, cultural ideologies, so media plays an important role amongst the other social institutions that tell us who we are and what to believe about the world. Screen theorists believe that films can help us take these various societal ideologies and make us believe that they are our own and accept them. Screen theory's greatest achievement was to restore an emphasis on the analysis of text, that is, the film and media, which had been absent in a lot of previous works. In conclusion, I would like to say that every film serves as a mirror to the life of a common individual. The advocates of screen theory aim to discover the primary reason why people are driven to believe right away with conviction what their eyes only see on the films. It explores why the community embraces so quickly the principles that are inculcated in their minds by the mediums of film narrative and its contexts. These questions are what made these theorists to take on an in-depth study on the relation between the film and its viewers.